What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you guys tuning in for another video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. Still doing 3 videos a week right now on the channel, so we don't want you to miss out on any of those future videos. So make sure you're subscribed, got the notifications on, and all that good stuff. So it's a little bit different backdrop than our normal videos on the channel. We are in a little bit of a cabin here in Plattsburgh, New York. So we have made it all the way from Florida to about as far north as you can go on the East Coast, or just about, in definitely about as far north as you can go in New York, in the matter of about 2.5 days. We drove it all. So we drove from home to Florida for ICAST, turned around, left there, drove home, picked up the boat, and drove all the way up here to Plattsburgh, New York for the next Pro Circuit event. But I wanted to bring you guys a little behind the scenes ICAST recap, let you know what I saw, what I thought, some cool things that I saw. Maybe you guys were paying attention to the social media channels, seeing some cool baits, some things like that. So I'd love to hear what you guys saw or what you're excited about seeing from the media side of things. I'd love to hear what baits or equipment or whatever item you're excited about down in the comments down below. But I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on it, what I thought, what I seen, and all of that. Just a general recap of ICAST. It was, I feel like it's a pretty good show. It's pretty busy, definitely busy for us, very busy for us. But yeah, we're going to dive in, give you guys all that, sit here in my little rocking chair, and just have us a good old time. So if you guys are ready, let's jump in. Let's talk all about it. All right. I had to give me a water for this one because I feel like this may be a lot of talking going on and not a lot of breaks. Every time I leave ICAST every year, I don't know if I get a little cold or sickness or just from talking so much and hanging out with everybody. My throat gets a little raspy, so I had to go grab me a bottle of water to dive into this. But let's jump in. ICAST 2026. I mean, right off the bat, this was definitely the year of the urchin. There was urchin style baits all across the show. You know, I didn't get to put my hands on every single one of them, but I definitely looked at all of them for sure, and, you know, saw a picture, a video, or saw them in person and got to touch them. And man, there's a lot of great baits for sure. Obviously, you guys know I've had the Yamamoto Uni prototypes for quite a while now, and the Uni Moss and the Uni Max. And those officially launched here, and I am extremely impressed with how those turned out. Again, it's one of those situations where through the prototyping process, the baits that I actually had, we were playing with different plastic formulas and densities, hardness of the plastic, and we kept, you know, getting better and better each run, and then the actual final product was even better than those last prototypes that I had. So super impressed with how they turned out. That's the one obviously I spent the most time with. I've already fished it. The other ones I definitely haven't fished with, but you know, there's a lot of cool designs. You know, some of them are your standard more pointy tails. Some of them have little fork tails on them. Some of them have bulbs. Some of them are round, football, egg shaped. I mean, there's all different types of shapes and sizes. This was definitely the year of the urchin, and I'll be curious to see how long that lasts. You know, down the line, see if that's a trend that continues, or if that's you know, just 2026. It'll be interesting to see. But you know, kind of along that same line was the urchin storage. If you guys follow my pages, you've seen I posted a video about the Evolution Fishing Creature Keeper case. I feel like it was the coolest thing that I saw at the show that I actually got to put my hands on, mess around with, touch and feel. Absolutely phenomenal storage solution for your urchin style baits. I don't have one here, or I would show you guys, but there is a video on the channel and on my social medias if you want to see it. But the best way I could describe it is it's the Evolution plastics case, which I utilize for all of my plastics that have clamshells, so it stacks them very, very well. But they take that and add an insert into it that has little slots down the side that a wire can fit in, and you can fit 4 or 5 rows across the box and slide your urchins on there. So you can maximize the amount of baits that you can store into one little box. Is really, really impressive and super, super efficient for getting them on and off and keeping them locked in there sturdy. They're not going to shake loose or anything. So that was something I was really, really impressed with. Another thing, let's see, Epic Baits has a couple new baits, couple like just kind of rebrands of older baits with a new hook or a new design, a new bait keeper, things like that. But really, really cool to see their new packaging. So they kind of released their new packaging at ICAST. Previously, all of their jigs came in almost like a pill bottle-esque tube, and they kind of hung on the rack like that. And now they're transitioning to more of your plastic bag type packaging, but it looks really, really good. Pretty cool stuff, and excited to see that. Obviously, we launched a couple baits that I helped design with the Yamamoto Biba Bug and the Bill Lewis Snapstick Jerkbait. So that kept me very busy. There was a lot of people interested in those. Both anglers and media as well. You'd be surprised at some of the anglers that may not even be sponsored by those companies that were very interested in those baits. So that was cool to see that, and definitely something that I took note of on who's probably going to be buying those baits and throwing it. Some of my competition is going to be throwing those baits that I didn't really expect to. So that's kind of cool to see for sure. Really, I feel like the GSM family, Bill Lewis, Yamamoto, RoboWorm, Steel Shad, they hit it out of the park. I mean, from my limited, I guess I wouldn't say limited, my experience at the show, I don't know if I'd call it limited. I guess I would call it a little biased because I wasn't around in every single booth and didn't spend time in every single booth. But I walked around the show quite a bit, and I feel like their booth was consistently the busiest with meetings going on, high-level meetings with tackle companies, or tackle shops, should I say. So all sorts of different things going on in there. And media. There was tons of media in there, constantly wanting to see the new stuff. So that was really, really cool to see for sure. I feel like that whole team knocked it out of the park at ICAST with all the new baits. All the promotion of it, everything was just top notch. And I feel like it just keeps getting better with that team. So I was super, super impressed with how that went. Other than that, for us, I would say, the show was a great success. We met some new people, some new connections at potential future partnerships maybe down the line. So that's always a good thing. And then, continue to build those current relationships that we have. That's our favorite part about ICAST. Brittany and I, we love going to ICAST because it's basically a big family reunion of the fishing industry. You get most of the anglers all under one roof, a lot of the companies, and definitely, a lot of our personal sponsors are all there under one roof, so we can see everybody. We can go to dinner with some. We can go, to the hotel bar after dinner and have a beer with some of those. So that is, to me, what ICAST is all about, is just having, building those relationships with those people. It's not necessarily the place to go and, hit everybody with all proposals or try and seal deals for the next year. To me, it's all about obviously helping the brands that are there to release new products on the media side of things, but also to build those relationships and potentially meet new people and start a future relationship. So I feel like for us, that was a huge success this year. I would say overall, it seemed to me again, this is just my very random opinion, if you will, very unbiased, just walking around the show, things I noticed. It seemed like maybe the general attendance was down just a little bit, but I'd also heard prior to the show that they were tightening up, who and how many badges they were handing out. Like they weren't just giving out badges just to anybody this year. You kind of had to have some credentials to get in there. So that would kind of be understanding that the attendance level is down if that was the case. So overall, I think the people who needed to be there were there for sure, and a lot of stuff went down, a lot of good stuff. I didn't hear very much negativity this year other than just, oh, another urchin bait, but you're going to hear that regardless of what it is. So overall, I think it was a good success. The only thing I would change, I wish it wasn't butted up right against this tournament that we had to drive all the way from Florida to New York right after. I wish I had a little time to recover for a few days, but we knocked it out in three days. So we basically, it was 8 hours home, did 8 hours on Saturday, 8 hours on Sunday. That's here today as we film this, and then practice starts tomorrow morning, Monday morning. So really no time to rest at all, but it's a busy time of year, but definitely didn't want to leave you guys hanging and miss another video. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. All of the loyal viewers and subscribers, I definitely appreciate you guys all the time. So leave me those likes and comments down below. Let me know what you think or what you've seen from ICAST that you're super, super pumped about or thought was the coolest thing that you saw. I would love to hear that from you guys. But until then, we will see you guys next time.